the IMF has upgraded the global growth forecast slightly for the year, even with inflation now weighing on economic activity. Callebs breaks down the latest from the IMF's outlook.
It's a modest economic improvement, but the key takeaway, the International Monetary Fund says the global financial situation is getting better. The IMF is raising its world economic outlook for this year, now saying that it expects global growth to creep up to about 3%. That is an increase of 0.2% since the IMF's last forecast in April. The United States economy is expected to grow at about 1.8%, and while that may sound tepid, that growth rate is about average for developed nations. However, that is still far below historical results. And in 2024, the IMF expected the U.S. to grow at about 1%. The agency says this new information shows the global economy is gradually recovering from the prolonged damage caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and the shock to the system from the fighting between Russia and Ukraine that is threatening worldwide food security. Globally, inflation is also improving, in large part to the actions from the United States and other nations, as central banks have repeatedly raised interest rates and food and energy prices continue to drop. Now, China, the second largest economy in the world, is coping with mixed news. China's recovery from the pandemic is slowing, and at the same time, there are concerns about the Chinese property sector and youth unemployment, which was above 20% in May, showing weakness in the labor market. Yet the IMF sees growth in China's economy.
So China's growth is really picking up this year. Last year was a low growth year with 3%. This year, 5.2% is our forecast. It's the same forecast we had in April.
China's economic growth is in line with government projections. Beijing has announced that it had stronger than expected net exports early in the year, and the government leaders say they are considering new stimulus measures to adjust property policy and encourage more international investment. Callebs, CGTN in Washington.